There's one stock that is about to break out. It is a quantum stock. It does have a research collaboration with the University of Cambridge that is in the UK. Typically, the UK is not like the US in terms of tech, economic opportunity, startups, all of that good stuff. However, they are top tier in terms of research and innovations. So they have been leaders in AI. They've been at the forefront of Google DeepMind had offices in the UK as well, which is very similar to ChatGPT technology. So BTQ is the ticker, BTQ. So it's not IONQ. It's not these quantum stocks that have already gone up, Rigetti, QBTS, etc. It's BTQ. Let's stick with the chart. Let's look at the minimal revenue and why that might not be a problem if we're just using it as a momentum play. This is not financial advice, but let's jump in.
This is Sam Putnam.
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 So here we go. This is what we got going on here. This is the chart. There's not a lot going on, right? It is a sort of uplift situation, but we do have what we like to see, right? A low risk sort of flag opportunity. Did move down when the market went down, so it does follow the market to some extent. It is on the NASDAQ. The volume is not massive, but it's definitely there. And you risk 50 cents, risk $1, look for a few dollars, $5, $10 up. So that's sort of what we're looking for here. And we can jump into a little bit about those partnerships and the revenue, which the revenue is, of course, not really there. Okay. But they do have some pilot programs, top 5 US bank. Cybersecurity is massive, growing. And they are an early stage company. They are listed. But let's not look at what that is per month. That just does not sound good for a NASDAQ listed company. They have some plans to license their IP. I don't know exactly how awesome their cryptography, their encryption, their product is. But yes, they're middle of the pack, okay, in terms of what you can buy them for and how much they're selling for. So that's actually an insane pack to be in. I mean, IONQ is in the billions and they have some millions of revenue. Same with Rigetti, I believe. Same with QBTS. Quad keeps putting this Domino's Pizza citation here. That has nothing to do with any of this. I was previously looking up information about Domino's Pizza stock price appreciation, but this is true, I believe, which is crazy considering they have about 500K-ish, less than $1 million of revenue. Shows how speculative the tech sector is. But that's what we're up to right now. It does have some volume. Its technical analysis works really well on recent IPOs because there's not much else to go off. There's not much news. There's not much chart history. So there's not many buyer and sellers, which means that the supply and demand imbalance is very much follows from what we exactly see here. We see the most price and most volume trade at this price, and this is where the buyers and sellers are. So there's some buyers and sellers spread out among here. Maybe they sold, a lot of them sold the year. Maybe it has to get back over this level before everyone's making money who bought and sold in here, and then there can be a move up. BTQ is the ticker. All right. Now, let's look a little bit at, they need cash. All right. They have the ability to offer to sell shares so they can raise money. So that's actually good for the company long term. It's not good that they need cash short term because that means they can dilute their stock and raise money from you, basically, or me, or whoever buys the stock. They, create shares and expand the number of shares available, which creates a larger supply, which makes the stock price go down. So there's not a lot of info on this stock. There's not a lot of dilutive instruments. There's not a lot of history basically at all because it's a recent IPO. But we do know that they're in quantum, they're pre-commercial, pretty much by definition of their revenue. Of course, they would be great to have hardware, software, and cryptography, and it would be great to have really valuable IP. But all we really know is that they have significant collaborations. These are institutions that really matter. Waterloo is a huge pipeline for tech into San Francisco and the big tech broadly. University of Cambridge is very advanced in terms of research, including in computer science and quantum physics. I guess this would be called physics. And then, yeah, they are making some acquisitions to move towards a cryptography hardware future that actually generates revenue and is a useful product. So what can you say? It's a very speculative idea. There is big money opportunities, but now we just have to see if maybe they can make some of these investments, make a little bit of money, and basically just stay listed. So I'm not saying this is like the best company on the market, but it might be the best opportunity right now. So that's all I can really say. They do have these partnerships with South Korea entities, and you can see that up here as well, and with a company in France as well, which makes sense. They're sort of UK connected for sure, it looks like. This being the sort of most brand name photonics quantum name. But all we have to look at right now is basically, can they hit their milestones? Is that going to convert to revenue? Are there going to be any big contracts, any news that comes out that could make this thing really run? Because right now, what can I say? It's traded for less than a month, really. But the volume's sufficient. The dollar volume, is 100 million. So if you had 50 million account and you put 5% of your account in there, $2 million in a stock that trades 100 million, you wouldn't move the price at all. You'd be perfectly comfortable buying and selling this stock, not after hours, obviously, but in any of these white areas, 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m., there's enough going on here, enough buyers and sellers that you're going to be fine. So this is definitely very much applicable to a wide audience. 500,000 shares every 5 minutes, and you can risk relatively safely. I don't generally look at the intraday chart, but just to sort of show you, worst case scenario, which is fair to show you. If you mark it in, instead of limit order, you just press buy on your phone. Basically, it would be a way to do this. There's almost 1 million shares traded, and there actually is 1 million here, at a little over $10, right? So the maximum liquidity you could put in maybe in a single 5-minute period, 100,000 shares times 10 would be $1 million position in a single 5-minute period. Of course, you could spread it over a longer period than that and get in more than that. And then if the worst case scenario is you're down from 13 to you're 20% down to $10, so you down 200K. So that's sort of the risk you undertake with a company that moves 4% a day and that trades after hours. 4% is the average daily range over the last 10 days. If you're actually also including these wicks, which I have here, you can see the range is actually much more significant. It's not 4% at all, actually. I don't know what that is. I was looking at this. That makes a lot more sense. It's 30%. Okay. It's like just racking my brain trying to explain this in a way that actually makes sense at all. 30%. Okay. So the volatility is crazy. Okay. But if you're put a position in here that you're comfortable with, and you're comfortable with these wicks, which again, this is a 24-hour chart. So this opens at 12 a.m. That's the open. Actually, the open would be up here at the top of this red candle. The green candle, the open would be down here. And then close at 4:30. Close would actually be at 12 a.m. the next day. So For example, this one pretty much went sideways down a little bit. Right, yeah, pretty much sideways down a little bit. Right, and then it wicked up. So this is the wick up that we're seeing. So that's what's going on there. That's just another way to look at the chart. That's the risk. That's the liquidity. We've talked about the stock. We've talked about the quantum opportunity and how it's super speculative. But hey, if you only buy stocks with a bunch of revenue, earnings and sales, then you would have been buying NVIDIA over the past month, which went sideways. Meanwhile, people were just absolutely laughing all the way to the bank in RGTI, QBTS, IONQ, all the other quantum stocks. So, you know, IONQ coming down, some of them coming down as well. So if you're looking for the next one, this is the idea. If you like these ideas, hit that like button. If you want to see more, hit that subscribe. And if you want to talk, head over to stockscommunity.com. You can sign up for, I think it's less than, it's maybe like $22.50 or whatever the discount is after you use code Q4. You get that 20% off. You can try it out for 7 days, and I'll see you over there.
This is Sam Putnam. This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
This is Sam Putnam.
What's up, Big Beat on YouTube?